Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Good evening, and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Michael Germain. You may have noticed American flags flying a little bit lower today. It is National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Weekend, and Governor Evers made an order for flags to fly half-staff in honor of firefighters in Wisconsin who have given their lives in the line of duty. Evers saying firefighters are brave and dedicated individuals who show up for us in our communities on some of our worst days and in dangerous situations to help keep us safe, sacrificing their health and safety when they do. Flags in Minnesota also fly half-staff today to honor our fallen firefighters. Bringing awareness to missing and murdered Indigenous women throughout the country. That was the goal for the Indigenous Women 5K Run and Walk. According to one Ho-Chunk Nation member, Indigenous women are 2 times more likely to be victims of violence and are 2 times more likely to be murdered. She adds this is something that has been a problem for hundreds of years, adding that many people are unaware of the issue.
Raising awareness, we're hoping that citizens will talk to their representatives to say we need to support this, we need to fund these programs that are helping with this, and law enforcement will also try to work harder with other law enforcement jurisdictions and with their communities to make sure that they are putting a different alert at themselves when it is an Indigenous person who's missing.
The run and walk kicked off at Burns Park. The event included food and merchandise booths and local agencies offering information and resources. A local educator is being recognized for his commitment in Holocaust education. Kevin Erickson of Aquinas High School received the Gregory P. Wegner Recognition for Excellence in Holocaust Education Award at Mass today. The service also included prayer, song, and candle lightings in remembrance of those who lost their lives in the Holocaust. The president of the congregation explained why it's important to remember the events.
Important because, as someone once said, those who do not remember history are doomed to repeat it. So I think we need to remember what happened, and we need to also say to ourselves it should never ever happen again.
A La Crosse Symphony Orchestra violist and the Heartstrings Harp Circle also performed musical pieces evoking the Holocaust and remembrance. It was an absolutely beautiful day here in the Coulee region, and with that, let's send it over to meteorologist Greg Barnhart on what we can kind of expect for weather today.
Well, we got one good day, and which is going to be unreal. We're going to have another dry day come Monday, which we really haven't had 2 consecutive dry and nice days for quite a while with the back and forth we had last week. But that's what we're going to see for Monday. Right now, just some high clouds out there for La Crosse. No clouds really as you go further north in Eau Claire. We were in the 70s in both locations this evening. Those high clouds will begin to push off to the east, and that's what we're going to see for La Crosse. Temperatures dropping back down into the mid-50s. Once again, very pleasant conditions. For Eau Claire, really just clear skies and temperatures slowly falling back into the 50s by 10 p.m. No issues, very light winds, very nice and very comfortable. There's your high clouds right now that are kind of streaming across southern Wisconsin, and the temperatures kept them a little bit colder, but still everyone got up into the low 70s. Bigger picture shows we don't have much going on yet, but further to the west, there's a lot of activity that'll begin to push into the plains, but that's what we'll look for Tuesday. In the meantime, for tonight, really not much to say other than temperatures dropping off, temperatures back into the 40s, potentially maybe a few areas as we go into the low upper 30s, but all in all, it should be a dry, quiet start for tomorrow with light southeast winds. Good news as we go on further tomorrow, we're going to climb even higher, so we're going to go above average tomorrow, which our average is about upper 60s. We'll be in the 70s, but we do have rain in the forecast. I'll break down when to expect that a bit later in the broadcast.
Perfect. Thank you, Greg. This week, President Joe Biden will make his 4th visit to Wisconsin this year when he stops in Racine Wednesday to campaign. His trip comes exactly a week after former President Donald Trump held a rally in Waukesha, his 2nd visit to the state this year. Coming to Wisconsin is crucial for both Biden and Trump's campaigns, but with Wisconsin's razor-thin election margins, a few counties could decide their fate. Braden Ross explains.
Wisconsin, how are you, Wisconsin?
Election season is in full swing.
Hello, Wisconsin.
That means our swing state is taking center stage.
I think after the 2016 experience of Clinton not coming here and then losing, we will see a lot of appearances by both of these candidates.
Winning Wisconsin could win the whole election.
Everything hinges on Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania.
And for former President Trump, winning the battleground state could come down to just a few counties.
The WOW counties have been a bedrock of Republican strength in statewide elections for a long time.
The WOW counties, that's Waukesha, Ozaukee, and Washington, are key for Republican candidates. But over the last decade, the Republican hold on them has been slipping.
Republicans are getting about 40,000 fewer net votes from those three counties in recent elections compared to 2012. In a state that's decided routinely by less than 25,000 votes, 40,000 is an awful lot to give up.
The top two issues for Republican voters, the economy.
The extra cost you're paying at the grocery counter and the gas pump.
And the border.
We want to have a wall.
So Trump's visit to the Milwaukee suburbs last week was strategic, hoping he can stop the trend of shrinking margins there.
There are 20 to 30% of Republican voters that have an unfavorable view of Trump. And it's what those voters do that'll be critical for how Waukesha goes and how Wisconsin goes.
But ultimately, will more Trump actually help him in the WOW counties?
The question is going to be whether his appearance there and the content of his speech helps him with those suburban voters that he's been losing, or whether it reinforces their negative opinions about him.
On News 8, a man is dead after crashing his car into the White House security barriers. Stay with us. That's up next.
Last year, our daughter blessed our family with this cute little nugget. We're supposed to leave our next generation better off, but because Washington politicians have spent our money recklessly, he starts out owing hundreds of $1,000s of debt. It's wrong. The spending needs to stop. Unlike career politicians who drive us deeper into debt, I'll fight for him and for your children to have a better future. I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
A lot has changed since the Overhead Door Company installed its first door in 1921. One thing that hasn't, our commitment to quality. We set the standard a century ago with the first motorized garage door, and we have not stopped innovating since. Today, you can build your dream door with the DoorView app, and with the OHD Anywhere app, you can control your new door from anywhere. So next time you need a repair or replacement for your garage door, look for the red ribbon and trust 100 years of experience. Overhead Door Company.
Well, in Duluth, we have over 200 miles of trails, even when you're right in downtown Duluth. There's a trail only a couple blocks away, typically.
Okay, we'll go this way.
I started Women Hike Duluth because I wanted to inspire women to get out and hike. It's really something that can make them feel good in so many different ways. Body, mind, soul, spirit. Our world is so beautiful. It just helps me to calm down and enjoy what I have going on in my life.
Home Furniture partners with a number of local charities in our communities. I'm Kyle Johansson, and we're teaming up with the Minnesota Ovarian Cancer Alliance to raise funds for research, heighten awareness, and support women and their families.
Make a purchase at home and donate $10 to MOCA and get an extra 10% off sale prices.
Together, we can make an impact.
Shop for a cause and donate $10 for MOCA.
And save an extra 10% off our sale prices.
Thank you for supporting a cure by shopping at Home Furniture.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Police in the nation's capital say a man was killed after he crashed his vehicle into a White House security barrier. The crash happened Saturday night. The Secret Service says there's no active threat to the White House, but that the accident was fatal. According to officials, the car was driving at a, quote, high rate of speed before hitting the White House gates. The driver, who has not yet been identified to the public, was pronounced dead at the scene. Commencement ceremonies are taking place this weekend after days of demonstrations and encampments on college campuses. CBS Christian Benavidez reports some of these graduations are being interrupted by pro-Palestine protesters.
On the campus of the University of Southern California Sunday morning, the LAPD moved in to clear out protesters and remove a campus encampment.
We saw that the LAPD and DPS in dozens came in at around 4 a.m., gave a dispersal warning, at which most of them peacefully left. Some of them were chanting, but again, peacefully left.
Demonstrations continued across the country, from UT Austin in Texas to DePaul University in Chicago, where police responded after tense moments between pro-Palestine and pro-Israeli protesters.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
The campus demonstrations have led to divisions inside the Democratic Party, just as President Joe Biden is in the middle of a tough re-election campaign. California Representative Ro Khanna has been trying to court young voters on college campuses at the behest of the Biden campaign.
This is a defining moment for this generation, similar to anti-Vietnam protests, anti-apartheid protests, anti-Iraq war protests. And they're telling us that over 30,000 people have died. It's time for this war to end.
Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman, who also supports Biden, has been critical of the protests.
I will say that these kind of protests haven't been helpful.
On Sunday, Ohio State University and Northeastern University held their commencement ceremonies after on Saturday, students at the University of Michigan interrupted their ceremony. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
New York City officials say outside agitators played a role in inciting violence at protests there. The city says almost half of the people arrested at Columbia and City College last week weren't affiliated with either school. Coming up on News 8, April's tornado count in the United States reaches its second highest on record.
We're not dealing with any severe weather. We got fantastic weather to start the week off. Mostly sunny, going above average, but we do have rain in the forecast. That coming up on Tuesday. I'll time it out for you and show what the rest of the work week looks like. That coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
At Furnish 123, we want to honor those who have given their lives by giving you 25% off store-wide. Upgrade your sofa, recliner, or patio furniture to celebrate Memorial Day. Furnish 123 in Eau Claire and Rice Lake.
Are you looking for a high-paying career without any experience? Chart Industries has the opportunity you've been waiting for. Starting wage $30 per hour, highest pay in the area, guaranteed 40 hours, and so much more. If you are making less than $60,000 and want a healthy work-life balance, apply at jobs.chartindustries.com today. That's jobs.chartindustries.com.
Spring is here. Start saving early with new energy-efficient triple pane windows from your home improvement company. Call today and get buy 2 windows and get 2 free. That's right. You get top quality materials with stunning design options for 50% off. Double the value, double the savings. Schedule today and enjoy 0 money down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2026. Call for your in-home consultation today to take advantage of these great savings. Your home improvement company, where it's your home made better.
The pain level was over 10. There's days where I just sat and cried and asked the good Lord to take me. And my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports. And I took about 3-4 steps, turned around and went and sat back down and started to cry. It was the first time that I had no pain. I'm not an actor. I want people to know my testimony. I want them to know what arch supports can do from Good Feet.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Life happens. When people hit bumps in the road, Family and Children's Center is here to help. FCC offers mental health support with 20 different programs, support for hurts, heartaches, and hardships. Because life happens, contact FCC Outpatient Therapy at fcconline.org.
Celebrate Better Sleep Month with our closeout sale at Mattress 123. Take up to $1,200 off when you buy any Beautyrest Black mattress. Mattress 123 in Eau Claire and Rice Lake.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Flooding is intensifying in Texas, where more rain is expected over the weekend in the wake of strong storms and downpours that swept away vehicles, damaged homes and triggered evacuations. Evacuations are underway in parts of Texas after rivers surged to Hurricane Harvey levels. According to the National Weather Service, rainfall totals reached nearly 2 feet of rain in 5 days. Some communities north of Houston picked up nearly 2 months worth of rain Thursday. Rainfall plunged roadways underwater and forced rivers to overflow, leading to evacuations. Officials say residents who don't evacuate must be prepared to stay in place for several days.
What we need folks to do here is you've got 2 options. Either we need you to plan to stay in place for 2 to 3 days, or if you can't do that, we need you to leave.
More rain is forecasted to hit the area through the weekend, including some potential for strong thunderstorms. Dozens of tornadoes have hit from the Panhandle to the Gulf Coast since early April, leaving widespread damage in their wake. At least 224 people and 153 pets have been rescued from the floods so far. April's tornado count in the United States is now the second highest in the month on record. According to the National Weather Service, the U.S. had at least 300 tornadoes in April. On average, there are 182 tornadoes reported during the month. So far, 2024's first violent tornado was an EF4 that struck in Oklahoma on April 27th. Dozens of tornadoes also touched down in the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and into the Mid-Atlantic, more so than in the South. During the last week of April, more than 100 tornadoes were reported. The National Weather Service says April is the 3rd most active severe weather and tornado month of the year. Now let's send it over to meteorologist Greg Barnhart for a check on our weekend weather forecast.
Yeah, the good news with that severe weather they've talked about, we've kind of missed it to the north, which is pretty typical for us to be kind of on the northern edge this time of year. Our stuff really starts going towards this month in May and then into early June too, so we'll keep a closer eye on that. But we're not going to be any of that really going on Monday. Dry, mild conditions, probably mid-70s, maybe an upper 70. We are looking for rain to move in, at least one batch Wednesday for the Tuesday morning commute. We might have a break Wednesday afternoon and then maybe some more storms, more scattered in nature, probably Tuesday evening. So there won't be an all-day type rain Tuesday, but it will impact it. For severe weather, we just mentioned all the severe weather going on. Really, a lot of it just looks very minimum or low or none chance this week. Everything seems to be peering to the south, so I don't see any of that. Once again, thunderstorms will be Tuesday into Wednesday. Showers will continue there afterwards, but not much in a thunderstorm threat. So once again, good news, not expecting much. Here's all the action to the south right now that went on the last few days. We're watching the next system come off the plains. That's the one that's going to be the next severe threat for the southern plains. That's going in for tomorrow. They actually have a moderate risk down there for a lot of activity. We're not going to eventually see that, but not till about early Tuesday morning. Overall, tonight, we're just seeing it decreasing clouds to the south. Those high cirrus clouds will begin to push east. Otherwise, temperatures just slowly fall back into the 40s. Some upper 30s in some of the colder locations. Tomorrow, just some high clouds. High cirrus will begin to push overhead. Temperatures quickly getting back up to probably around 70 by noon for most locations. And the southeast wind will begin to pick up a little bit in the afternoon. But still, we're just going to see a few more clouds in the afternoon. Temperatures getting up to the mid-70s, maybe even upper 70s, depending on how this pans out. As morning evening commute, just an increase in the southeast wind, but we're not expecting any precipitation really overnight to Monday. It's Tuesday morning. This line that will develop out to the west. We'll see how this evolves as it pushes east towards the area. It'll come in probably around the Tuesday morning commute. Better chance for thunderstorms further south across, a little bit less as you go north. It will weaken probably as it comes through, so we'll see how much stays together. But by the time we get to about noon, that lifts up. We kind of get a little bit of drier air for Tuesday afternoon, but then the system will develop another line of showers and thunderstorms right along another boundary that comes through in the evening hour. A lot scattered in nature, but we'll keep an eye on that. So Tuesday's going to be wet, but not all day wet. Really the morning hour more likely than the afternoon hour. If you look throughout the rain throughout next week, so we got Tuesday, Wednesday, potentially Thursday and Friday rainfall. We're looking at another good 1 inch, potentially 1.5 inches in certain areas. So once again, we're going to be above average over precipitation as we go throughout this year if this does materialize, and it looks like it will do. So that's the positive news for drought conditions. We are just really wiping the drought away as week and week goes by. But for tonight, really, there's going to be no clouds pretty much. High clouds pushing to the east. Temperatures falling back into the 40s, some upper 30s in some locations. So a little bit of chilly as you wake up. But otherwise, increasing high clouds late. But we're looking at temperatures mainly mid to upper 70s Our average should be around the upper 60s to 70s, so it'll be above average. That's the good news. The bad news going into Tuesday, we do have that line of showers, thunderstorms coming through. The positive, it's mostly morning, a little bit in the afternoon, and then we have more activity going Wednesday afternoon through Thursday night. And notice a drop in temperatures. We go back down to the 60s Thursday. That'll be kind of chilly, really. And then we climb back up for Mother's Day. And right now, Mother's Day doesn't look too bad for Sunday.
Perfect. I'm ready for those warmer temperatures.
It's coming, slowly.
Perfect. Can't wait. Thank you, Greg. Coming up in sports, the Twins were going for their 13th straight win, and the Brewers facing off with the Cubs for a Sunday rubber match. Kate has the highlights after the break.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
River Valley has the capabilities of making your current home your dream home. We offer a full suite of bathroom products that are not only maintenance free, but last the test of time. We offer transparency throughout the entire process, from the initial consultation to my installation and then service after the project is completed. There is no better time to get the bathroom remodeled into your home. Contact us today for your free estimate and design consultation.
Hey, Dad, look.
Us.
This is the magma chamber.
This isn't us, is it? When did we get so connected to our devices and so disconnected from each other?
She's not answering.
What? And when our phones have turned us into this, LT, what do you do when you're a company that sells them? We gotta fix this. It's time to find what we're missing. Join us in taking a break from our devices. Take the phones down for 5 challenge for 5 days, 5 hours, or even just 5 minutes.
Feels good.
And let's find us again. US Cellular, built for us.
The top-notch teacher is really important to our organization. You know, our family's been giving back, and our team for 5 generations, over 100 years. Because our mission statement is to keep people moving. And as I think about the greater La Crosse region, our teachers is what keeps our kids moving, what keeps our community moving. And so it really aligns well with what we're about at Dahl Automotive, giving back. Our teachers are just so important, so if we can support them in any way, then that makes a big difference.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
Welcome to News 8 Now Sports. We had a couple of Sunday afternoon baseball games today. The Twins trying to extend their win streak to 13 games. And of course, in Chicago, the Brewers and the Cubs in a rubber match. Let's go to Wrigley Field. Freddie Peralta on the mound for Milwaukee. Scoreless through 5, but runs into some trouble in the 5th. 2 men on, and Nico Horner finds the gap out into right field. Both Chicago runners going to come in to score, and the Cubs take a 2-0 lead. Jump ahead to the 6th inning, now 3-0 Chicago, and Dansby Swanson is going to add another one. He sends one out to left center bleachers for a solo home run. Cubs go up 4, and for the Brewer offense, not a lot going for them today. Just 5 hits as the Cubs. They would go on to win 5-0, which means these two teams are tied at the top of the division. But we've got a long season to go. Brewers got to focus up. They travel to Kansas City for 3 games against the Royals starting tomorrow. Over in Minnesota, Twins going for their 13th straight win up against the Boston Red Sox. 2nd inning, bases loaded for Minnesota's Jose Miranda. He's going to hit a chopper back to the pitcher, and the Red Sox escape the inning. 3rd inning now, nobody on for Ryan Jeffers. He sends one out to deep left field. That's gone for a solo home run. Twins take a 1-0 lead, but it was all downhill from there. 5th inning, 2 on for Rafaela, and he smokes this one. Defense giving chase, but that ball is gone. Red Sox take the lead as they would go on to win 9-2, and that means Minnesota's 12-game win streak comes to an end. But the good news, they've got a chance to start it back up tomorrow as they host the Seattle Mariners at 6:40. If you missed it last night, you might want to check this out. 22-year-old Anthony Edwards scored 43 points in Minnesota's Game 1 win over the Denver Nuggets. and he was electric, setting the tone right from the start, not only on the offensive end, but the Timberwolves were really giving the Nuggets fits on the defensive end. And now the Timberwolves have the defending NBA champions on their heels. Everyone came out with confidence, and it seemed like it was Minnesota setting the pace on Denver's home court. But things aren't going to get any easier, and the Wolves will need to bring that mentality to Game 2.
It's not just my mentality, it's the team mentality. We come in and you know, we know it's going to be a war. And, you know, we just play within the game and just stay within the game. They make runs. We know we got to make our runs and just fight, man. It's going to be a fight.
We'll see if Edwards can keep it up for Game 2 tomorrow night. Tip-off set for 9 o'clock on TNT. If you haven't seen Anthony Edwards play basketball, I think it's must-see TV. So you've got to check it out. That's all for sports. We'll be right back.
Shop for a cause at Home Seasonal Concepts. Home will give you 10% off sale prices on porch and patio when you donate $10 to help ovarian cancer research. Give $10 and get 10% off sale prices now at Home Seasonal Concepts.
It's not very often a fella gets to offer the best products in the marketplace at a price lower than most others. When I look at this beautiful showroom, when I consider the quality of our products and the team of 80 exceptional professionals, we should be higher priced. But we're not. If you have any doubts for your next home improvement project, you should contact the Board Store today. It's not all the sales and discounts, it's the bottom line that counts, and you'll get no better bottom line than at the Board Store Home Improvements.
To everyone who enjoys a feel-good meal, we're crafting one for you, Wisconsin style.
We're talking handcrafted, cooked to order,
scoop to perfection goodness.
More like greatness.
A snuggle up in the booth, share a bite kind of meal.
A fill you up, heart and soul kind of meal.
Come treat someone you love to a meal they're sure to love.
One always served with a smile.
That comes from the heart.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious!
My understanding of painters that I've followed is that they pull from things that are important to them. Combination of nature, urban texture, urban noise, connectedness to the arts is something that really fuels me in Duluth. I like to look at paintings and films that make you feel crazy. They make you feel alive as a person. You know, we're crazy, we're alive, we're contrary, and that's the way that I like to paint. That's how I like to live.
Shop for a cause at Home Sleep Express. Donate $10 to help ovarian cancer research, and Home will give you 10% off any Luxuria or Thomas Cole sleep mattress. Plus, get interest-free financing. Give $10, get 10% off sale prices. Only at Home Sleep Express.
All right, tonight, really just clear skies, a little high clouds out there will push east. So otherwise, getting back down to the 40s, light winds, 45 for Eau Claire. Some areas could get in the upper 30s, so a little bit of a chill to wake up. Otherwise, mid 70s, some areas may get a little warmer. Thunderstorms hold all the way off probably till the Tuesday morning commute, so most of Monday night is actually looking dry. And then notice the temperatures do swing back down towards Thursday and Friday. Well, right now, Mother's Day, as we look ahead to next Sunday, does look good.
Perfect. It's looking good. Well, we want to thank you so much for watching News 8 Now this weekend. We'll see you at 10.